I really hope this video ages well. It is August 19th, 2025. Matthew Stafford has just completed his second practice leading up to week 1 versus the Houston Texans. And I'll be honest, this video is just going to be me rambling away at how awesome I think the Los Angeles Rams are going to be in 2025. So if you're a Rams fan, you might like this. If you're an NFL fan that's not a Rams fan, you might have some issues with some of the things I say here. Let me have it in the comments either way. There's so much excitement. There's so much to, have expectations for. And when you're a sports fan, if you don't have expectations for your team, that's just not nearly as fun. It is so cool. It is such a blessing to go into an NFL season and be stoked for your team because they have Super Bowl aspirations. The Rams have the coach, they have the GM, they have the quarterback, they have playmakers on offense, they have an offensive line that can protect the quarterback, they have a defense with a D-line that is going to be nightmare for any opposing offensive line or quarterback. And you know what? Just speaking about the roster, let me bring this up here. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Their first string is stacked. Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, right there. Fear into every defensive coordinator in the NFL. Tutu Atwell, deep threat. More than a one-trick pony. Don't let him fool you. Tyler Big Rig Higbee, he's seasoned veteran, probably the greatest tight end in Rams history. Alaric Jackson, I know there's like the injury concerns thing there, but assuming he's healthy, and it looks like he is going to be for week 1, that's awesome. Steve Avila is a stud left guard. You got Coleman Shelton at center. He's been with the Rams for a while, knows their system well, and I think the Rams center position is actually probably a lot deeper, considering Bo Limmer is the second string center. Kevin Dotson is an amazing guard that the Rams still had one of the greatest steals ever when they traded for him from the Steelers. Big Rob Havenstance, the last St. Louis Ram alive, or not, sorry, not alive, that's too extreme. The last St. Louis Ram that's still on the Rams. It's a stacked offense, right? And before I get to the defense, look at their second string. There's teams in the NFL that would lose to this second string roster. Jimmy Garoppolo, Blake Corum, Jordan Whittington, Dakota Mumfield, Xavier Smith, Terrence Ferguson. Okay, still unproven, rookie, but lots of potential. DJ Humphries, veteran left tackle. Hopefully, he comes in and performs well. Justin Dedich, Bo Limmer, Dylan McMahon. This second string could beat. I think they could beat the Saints. I think they could beat the Browns. Right? Like, there's teams in the NFL that would love to have this second string as their starting lineup. Is it crazy to think that this offense could potentially average 30 plus points a game? I don't think it is. I really don't. I think that this is an offense that's ready to have a very efficient red zone. I think they're going to put points on the board. I think they're going to win some games. The past 2 seasons, there's been certain games where, there's been some inconsistencies on offense. But I really think that the Rams have done a good job of addressing these inconsistencies by, drafting Terrence Ferguson, by signing Devontae Adams. This is a Rams team that's ready to put up some points. I can't wait. And the defense. Let's talk about the defense. Braden Fitz, Poona Ford, Kobe Turner, Byron Young. Are you scared yet, NFL? Nate Landman, Omar Spates, Jared Verse, Darius Williams, and then you got the cameras, Cam Curl, Cameron Kitchens, Akilla Weatherspoons, and Quentin Lake. And I know this secondary has been described as, questionable, or some people say old. I think Darius Williams and Akilla Weatherspoon at the cornerback positions bring a seasoned veteran presence to the secondary units. I think that Quentin Lake and Cam Curl and Cameron Kitchens are definitely other secondary players that can create plays. And in general, in the modern NFL, you want your secondary to get takeaways, right? If you can have a defense that generates turnovers, that just it helps win the game so often. And I feel like this Rams defense between their pass rush and their secondary are built for generating turnovers, forcing quarterbacks to make ill-advised throws, helping stuff the run. That's why they signed Poona Ford, hopefully generating some fumbles. And Nate Landman, I think he was signed for that same reason. From Atlanta. There's so much to like about this Rams starting defense. And that's, again, then you have depth guys, right? Because you need that, right? Especially at the secondary position. Emmanuel Forbes Jr., hoping that he can reach his potential, right? He got cut by Washington. And special teams. I'll talk about special teams. Joshua Carty had a great, rookie season. He's been developing as the Rams kicker. And I think he's got ice in his veins. We'll find out this season because we know he's going to make some clutch kicks. And, hopefully in games like, on the road to Philadelphia, that's a game that Joshua Carty can make an impact. Ethan Evans, one of the biggest boots in the NFL. I'm not sure he's on Johnny Hecker's level yet, but I think he has potential to be a fantastic punter and help the Rams win the field position game. Xavier X Factor Smith, I didn't even talk about him enough when I mentioned the offense. Turned into a true return ace. Jordan Whittington showing his cases on kick return. Alex Ward might be the best long snapper in the NFL. I don't know enough about long snapping, to criticize or promote as much, but hey, sure, I'm happy to enter the conversation with Alex Ward as the best long snapper ever. And let's talk about schedule. They get to play the AFC South and the NFC South. Hopefully that'll stack up some wins there. Houston Texans, hopefully a win. Tennessee Titans, win. Eagles, 50-50. Could be a win. I'll give it to... okay, I'm biased. I think they're going to win like every game. But I admit, that's tough to do at the NFL season. But they got the first 4 weeks of the season, they got a real chance to start off at least 3-1. Then you got the Niners on a short week. That Ravens game could be tough. Then the Jags over in London. But if they go into their bye week with like a 6-2 record or better, that's setting up for a nice late season run here. As you can see, it's mostly NFC opponents late in the year, right? You got the Saints coming off the bye week, then the Niners again, the Seahawks, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the Cardinals twice, the Lions. That's gonna be a big game. Then Seahawks again, the Falcons, and hopefully the Falcons lose like every game so that the Rams can have their pick as high as possible next year. But we're focusing on the season. All this to say, I'm so excited for this Rams team. This is just a video of a random Rams fan on the internet just being super stoked about his team because it's that time of year, right? And maybe you're out there and you're not, loving the Rams as much as I am. Let me have it in the comments. Tell me, talk to me. And maybe you're a Rams fan and you're like, yeah, I'm on board with what Peo's saying. Let me know in the comments below. I am so excited for this season. I'm so excited for expectations. I'm so excited for what Matthew Stafford's going to accomplish, what Sean McVay is going to accomplish, what this entire team is going to come together and accomplish. Records are going to be broken, both franchise and NFL. Games are going to be won down to the wire. But I also think there's going to be some nice, lopsided victories. And I've barely even talked about the Rams' star power, right? This is a loaded roster with lots of depth, but you have star players like Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, Braden Fiss, and Byron Young. This Rams team has star power. It has depth. I know that, Rams teams in, the 2021 team was often criticized for being top heavy, but this team is different, right? This might be the best assembled roster that Coach Sean McVay has gotten to coach. There's so much to be excited about if you're a Rams fan. We have arguably one of the best quarterbacks in our franchise history in Matthew Stafford at the helm. We have our greatest coach in franchise history in Sean McVay. There's so many other top tier players here. A brilliant 1-2 at wide receiver with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, who both look healthy. This is a team that's ready to win some games, and I can't wait. I'm going to be hosting a watch party for each and every game. Feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you watched me to the end of this video, thanks for listening, because it's just me being super stoked about the Los Angeles Rams 2025 season. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go, Rams.